Welcome, everybody. This is Lorcana Beehive. We are doing Lore Lowdown episode 15, 1-5.
Woo!
So I'm joined here by Kevin. We do not have Sam this week. Unfortunately, he is currently traveling to Ghent. So we will be able to get some great information from him on Friday when he goes and plays with all the Tiggers there in Belgium. So right now, you just get good old Kevin and Judge Justin to fill the slot here. So you'll have to let us know how we do. Hopefully, we can fill in for Sam and his metagame analysis.
You'll have to live with us. But you know what? I'm really excited to be here. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing? How was your week?
Doing so good, doing so good.
That's awesome.
I have been told that I'm now working on socials for our store, and so I'm working like the background of Lorcana events, which is a whole new beast. It's a whole new ball game, and it's been a lot of fun. So I don't have a Facebook account, and they have me in socials. So here I am. It's
Uh,
it's actually fun. So
it's like, hey, no Facebook account, but I got this, right? I mean, I think you've been doing a great job. You're getting the winning enchanteds to fire, and I think
hmm
you've been really successful with those, right? So,
I have
give
help,
us a
but it's
sneak.
great.
What is the winning enchanted for this Thursday? Do you know?
I do. So it's our last one of our current season, but if you guys are really interested, it's for the Enchanted Song and Action card Let It Go.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, not Let It Go. I apologize. It's for You're Welcome. It's the other song.
It's the other
Apologies.
song, but
The
it's the
other
one from
song.
last set that was really relevant in the
Yes.
meta, and then you were just talking about the song from this set that's really
hmm
relevant in the meta. And
Yes.
what you were saying is Let It Go is making Blurple run, right? Making Blurple just destroy the meta right now.
I mean, it was really, really good when it was in rotation in the first competitive season. And when they saw, I mean, when we all saw that it was being reprinted in Winterspell, I mean, it's just as relevant now as it was before.
Yeah.
And Blurple saw that, it slotted it into the decks. It now has 12 spot removal cards in the form of, Let It Go, Into the Unknown, and Hades. And like it's just disgusting how
Yeah.
consistent Blurple got with just every new wonderful piece of removal and that it gets with every set. So I mean, we're all holding our breath to see what else Blurple gets next set, right?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we were always worried about Amethyst getting all the good stuff, but it seems like they hit us with a Sapphire card that apparently just makes the Amethyst the Amethyst Sapphire deck just a nightmare to deal with, right? So,
It's
yeah,
really good. It's
very
really good.
much. Yeah, and I mean the direct counter, is it any surprise that the direct counter is sitting there at the number two slot in the tier one category for the meta gate breakdown, right? The
Mm,
direct counter of doggos is just in there crushing it, right? So
yeah. I mean, Blurple has the power to remove one, maybe two cards off your side of the field per turn. And when you're dogs, you're dumping two, three, four cards a turn. So,
yeah,
I mean, good luck dealing with that.
right. And I mean, we were also talking about this too before we started recording, but what we've seen now with Blurple is it's starting to look a lot like the representation that we used to see from Amethyst Steel, right? It seems like Blurple's kind of taken over that slot. It seems like we're starting to see
hmm
this, I guess, full Blurple like dominance at this point in the meta game right now. And the question is is it time for Ward to come in and really kind of clean this up a little bit for us? Is it because it has these direct removals, these chosen characters are getting targeted and removed? Do we need Ward to come in here and maybe give another deck a chance, right? Like that might be where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, Ward's been one of the most powerful keywords in the game since the beginning.
Yeah.
It caused a lot of headaches for people. Let's look at Bucky, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just look at him.
Yeah.
They knew it was a problem with some cards. They had to make those changes, and I mean, Ward gives Blurple a headache. The
Hmm.
only thing that Blurple has against Ward is Demona, from what I can tell, because it affects everything on the board,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It targets all. Yeah. So
Right. I mean, I think. one of the fun parts of like reviewing the tournament deck lists and going over and seeing what people are doing is just how creative people are with their naming, with
Oh
their
yeah.
nomenclature of their decks.
Yeah, let's look at a couple of these fun names, right? We got We're Blurple. We have
Uh-huh.
BP, Blue Purple by FF. Okay, that's a good
Hmm.
one. We got DKP coming in with his ugly ratios.
Hmm.
I think there was one in here I saw that said DKP says so, right?
Yeah,
Is one of them.
because
Yeah,
DKP said so.
DKP said so. So I'm assuming this is just a direct copy of DKP's list, would be my guess, right? And then
Yeah,
fun in quotes.
in quotes.
This is the fun deck. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh.
Hmm.
Huge shout out to Ink Decks, man. Just an amazing place to see these competitive tournaments. And if you're a new player to the game, right? Come check out inkdex.com. Look
Absolutely.
in here, right? Big shout out to them because they have done nothing but make their UI more convenient over time.
They're doing
Working
so
with
good.
them, yeah, talking with them, if you build an Inkdex tournament, or if you just run a tournament, let's just say you run a tournament, if you're a TO, whatever, you can send an email to Inkdex, their support DL or their support email address, and say, "Hey, I ran a tournament. I've set the deck list to public. Can you please import them into Inkdex for me?" They will do it all for you. You don't have to
Oh,
do
that's
a
great.
single thing. Yeah, amazing.
That's fantastic.
Right? And I mean, from the other side of it, Ravensburger Play Hub, you can't really see kind of the deck list in a very convenient format. And I mean,
Hmm.
the other thing that's really important to think about is every single tournament, they also have like breakdowns of the color combinations for you in nice little graphs that you can cut out, paste onto your socials. Hey, paste onto
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
socials, right?
Hmm.
Show what your metagame looks like for your store. So Inkdex has just really kind of taken off, done a great job. The support people are super sweet to talk to. They helped me out through a bunch of different processes. I've worked with them to try to get some export deck list processes to work. And they finally just said, you know what? We don't even need to worry about that. We're going to just do it for you. We're going to import all these deck lists
Aw,
without even making you do the export. So it's really nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And way to make it convenient. I sometimes I'm like, you know what? Everyone should know about this really cool hobby about Lorcana, and I still believe that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, you know what? Our hobby's still kind of small. And there are people out there doing amazing things just
Yep.
for a small hobby to make it so convenient for the community to just band together. And
Yeah.
like, shout out to Inkdex, man. You guys do great.
Well, think about if you didn't have this, where are you going to find these deck lists? Like
Right.
where, like outside of looking into Dreamborn, which I mean, another huge shout out to Dreamborn. Don't worry,
Hmm.
you'll see that screen coming up. We're going to talk
Yep.
about Dreamborn too,
Also
but
amazing.
huge shout out to Dreamborn as well. But ultimately, like you're just going to go into Dreamborn, you're going to look at the list. You're not going to see how they performed. Yes, you'll
Hmm.
see whether or not somebody thinks it's a good list. You'll see the popularity of the list rise and
The
fall.
spiciness and all that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, all that good stuff. But this Inkdex is such a convenient spot. And I mean, you can come in here and you can see, and that's why we decided to bring this up for our metagame breakdown, right? And look at this,
Absolutely.
right? At a glance, you can see what we were saying. You can see
Hmm.
evasive or the Blurple list is taking over that top spot of representation, the meta share at 25%. We can see dogs just really kind of doing exactly what we expect, right? Where if
Hmm.
it is the direct counter for the deck that's the most represented, you should see it start to increase in numbers, right? So, and then from there, you can kind of see these decks down a little bit lower in the tier two area. And it's very interesting to see some of these, right? Like I think there's some spicy decks down here that are maybe not quite as flashy, but they still deserve some love, right? We
Hmm.
have
Absolutely.
aggro. We got the Blue Steel Allies, which won the win in Iconic at Game Grid Lehigh. So we've got
Hmm.
some decks here that I think are worth representing here. But yeah, long story short, if you want to Blurple, if you want to win right now, or if you're looking to be competitive, go build your Blurple deck. It's ready for you.
Blurple is the best, the most consistent at this point, and I'll die on that hill right now.
There you
That's
go.
I I don't think there's anything better, despite the fact that Dog seems to have just taken over and is winning all the major events recently. This is two in a row.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the winner of Ink Open, and that was Sailor, I think. Yeah, who named their deck Dogs Orchestra. So
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at that deck real quick. 'Cause you said it was the Ink Open CCQ. And
mhm.
we have Dogs Orchestra. And yeah, I mean, a little bit shocking on this list just because of the inclusion of what? Mickey Mouse here. Oh my gosh.
Mickey Mouse,
Don't think I was ready
Mickey
for this, but
Mouse.
you hit it right away when we started talking about it. What were you saying about why you think Mickey Mouse is popping into this list?
Well, I mean, the deck that takes down dogs the easiest, I believe, would be Amethyst Steel.
Yeah.
It has a lot of spot removal. It has Angel,
Yeah.
and it can just really peg down and take out your board, dismantle your board very effectively, simply by doing a few damage here and there.
Mhm.
But Mickey Mouse uh, gives every single one of your Amber characters, which is a lot of them, the additional two health. It's a Rapunzel's tower for each of your Amber characters.
Right.
And then I don't think that the singing really matters that much per se, aside from the fact that if you have two or more Amber characters in play, it can really help you in singing Under the Sea very effectively. It can sing it by itself.
Well, and the thing is, I actually totally missed the first time I looked at this list. Something's missing here. Where's our Chromacons?
Don't need them.
There's
You
not a
can sing it.
single Chromacon in this list that just won the
Hmm.
CCQ. So this is interesting to see this Doggo's list with no
It's a good
Chromacon
point.
shenanigans.
It's a really
Um,
good point.
yeah, I mean, it's funny because you think like, oh, I'm gonna do the item hate so I could stop the Chromacon, and then
Hmm.
down comes Mickey Mouse,
Yeah,
and you say, well, wait a minute,
hold it.
that wasn't the thing I was expecting to have to remove, and then I guess to your point, right? Like he could potentially sing Under the Sea, so we now have an
Hmm.
inclusion of four Under the Seas in this list, right? Which
There's
is pretty interesting.
four, which is a lot for this deck.
That's scary,
So,
honestly. Like, I mean, looking at
hmm.
that. I don't know if I would ever want to see four under the seas, but I guess if you take out the Chromacons, it's less concerning because you're not running. I mean, with my sweet spot with Chromacon under the sea was about five. So we would do
Hmm.
three Chromacon, two under the sea. That felt like a good position to be in, right? So
Exactly. And I'm just counting the uninkables right now. So there's 4, 6, 10, 14, 18 in this deck.
hmm.
So that's actually pretty good. That's if you're keeping it 19 or under, like you're doing okay in this deck. So
Man, that's a little scary for me, to be honest, right? The
but it
uninkable count is a little worrisome for me on that.
but I mean when you have Grandmother Willow turning everything two cost into one cost, potentially,
Yeah,
you can afford it. You really can, because there's what, 4, 8, 10 of your 18 are all two cost or less.
yeah.
So I mean that's crazy.
That
So
is quite crazy. It's exciting though. I think this is a really interesting list. You know, dogs is going to continue to be a problem, I believe, in the meta. And
you mean a champion
yeah,
takes all of our hearts.
a champion, right? It has no business winning, but it still does it regardless. So,
We
you know,
saw
that's how
we
it
saw your
goes.
comments on our last video, guys. We know how you feel about dogs.
We're aware. We've already seen a couple of those comments come in. It's good times. Awesome. Well, I mean, speaking of that, I think, you know, the metagame kind of speaks for itself. But I wanted to give a little reminder about our giveaways. So last week, we introduced a new giveaway item, which was a new player pack. And just as a reminder, this new player pack, it's got a custom mat from Oasis Games. It's got two Fabled packs in it, and it's got a Mickey binder in it. Now, this is a really great way to say, hey, you're brand new to the game, you're learning how to play. Here's some cool stuff to come in and get. And the way that we're asking for this giveaway is we need existing players or players who are listening to our podcast now to nominate some brand new players, and we will go ahead and do the drawing and figure out who wins it, and we'll announce it on next episode. So go ahead and do that. It's a really exciting opportunity to give a new player pack out to some folks for that giveaway. And then we have another giveaway. Kevin, do you want to tell us a little bit about how to get that that second giveaway of two Fabled packs? Do you remember?
yeah, I mean, we want you guys to comment. We
Yes.
want you to continue to tell us at this point, our question of du jour is what's the deck that you like playing against least?
Hmm.
We are a podcast of positivity. We want to spread the positiveness in the community. However, we're also realists and we understand that you have a least favorite matchup.
Indeed.
And we want to hear why that is. We want to hear what it is. We want to hear like your experience. So please let us know.
Yep.
And if you tell us, then you'll get put into a raffle for two Fable packs, and maybe you could pull some fun enchantments. So,
Indeed. Maybe you could get a Dumbo and throw it into your Dumbo list, right?
your
So,
Blurple,
yeah,
Blurple
Blurple
eats up
list.
Dumbos. They love it.
Yep, they definitely need them. So very exciting. So those are our giveaways. Definitely please comment, like, subscribe, all the good things that every single content creator asks you to do. Please do all those great things for us, because
Please,
it just helps us get bigger, better, greater things out to the audience. So that's what we're looking for.
what we want to do. And I want to circle back real quick
Yeah,
to the Ink decks, or sorry, to the Ink event.
yeah.
I think there was a really surprising deck color combination in top four, and I think it was
Ooh.
Nageli 97. It's their Heroes Ruby Amethyst deck list,
Oh yeah, this
which,
Ruby M deck list is spicy if I've ever seen a spicy deck list.
yeah.
This is what we're looking for some crazy fun lists. We've got some of the underdog keyword here in this list. We got Christopher
Hmm.
Robin being able to be played for one ink if you're going second. You got your Diablo here, which obviously was just a terror last set,
A
uh,
terror, man.
right?
Good card.
And then we got our new genie, right? The genie, was it magical researcher?
Researcher. Hmm.
And yeah, so this is just a very exciting list. Now, the one thing that is really interesting to see is Mulan, right? Like,
Yeah.
when's the last time we saw a very competitive list that played
So
the Mulan shotgun?
yeah, and people were really talking this up with the new set because you could run it with Amber with the Reuben card. You do the sandwich into the Mulan, right? But this doesn't rely on that at all. It just throws down the Mulan, turn one, and just says, I have a threat, and
Yep.
I turn sideways. I dare
Go
you.
ahead, turn
Like,
sideways.
right?
I can tell you right now,
And
every single set, and I even said this to my podcast co-host here, right? Kevin can attest to it. Every single set, I always forget about the Mulan shotgunner, and I go sideways one time, and then I remember
mhm,
it, and I never forget again, right?
yep. Until the next time you forget, and
Yeah, until
then
yeah, until the next set, obviously, right?
obviously, obviously. But
But
really, it's a super powerful card, and you have to respect the shift line.
yep.
So I think seeing a deck combination, this is, I mean, it's a monster mash deck. There's only four items in it. And the only item is Junior Woodchuck's guidebook. The rest of it's characters,
Yeah.
and it's just a really powerful line. Playing your one, your two, your three, your four. You ramp all the way up to your Headless Horseman and Demona turns, and then you just control the board and go from there.
And I mean, to be completely honest here, if you're going second and you go Christopher Robin, Diablo, Sisu,
Hmm.
Janie, Bell, what the heck am I going to do against that?
Yeah, they're
That's
all
insane.
powerful cards.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
insane. So this is a very interesting deck to see, a little bit more on the simplicity side, right? Where
Hmm.
you just have your curve and you're going. You have a couple of fun things you can do to really kind of swing the tempo in your favor, specifically those Mulans. And
Hmm.
if they're trying to answer your Diablo or they're trying to answer that Cheshire Cat or something, you can potentially catch them off guard there and really swing it into your favor with that Mulan. So very exciting, very
Oh,
exciting
absolutely.
list, and coming in third, or fourth, right?
I think
So
fourth. Yep. So
yeah,
congratulations. Bring that
yeah,
spicy list there.
coming in fourth on across a was it 264 player tournament. That's impressive, honestly.
Hmm.
So very exciting to see that.
So if
And
any of you guys
obviously,
watched that, let us know what your favorite match was, because I think my favorite was the finals and watching dogs go head to head against Amber Steel and seeing it come out on top was pretty cool. So
well, and especially Amethyst Steel without
or,
a
or Amethyst
Chronicon.
Steel. Amethyst Steel, apologies.
And that's crazy to see it come on top without a Chromacon. And it goes back
Mm-hmm.
to what I was saying about with the DLC, where it was not, or it wasn't the final, it was the semifinals that I watched the dogs deck there go against a Amethyst Steel deck. And like I said, they go sideways, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what you want. You have to have your
Mm-hmm.
Chromacon down. If you go sideways before that, it's curtains. Amethyst Steel can just remove everything and then win. But it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like maybe the Grandmother Willow is just making this deck go that much faster to be able to be a little more versatile and not have to rely on that Chromacon as much. So
Mm-hmm.
very
Speed
interesting.
is they are speed.
Yep. Speed
So
kills in the form of dogs in this
mm-hmm.
scenario. So
I got some fast puppies. So those dog lovers out there, please let us know. Let us know who you are because I'm in your pack. I like the dogs.
I mean, I like it. As I said, I played it last set. I enjoyed it. I still love to stand by the beautiful $152 mark here on this deck,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm not spending upwards of $500 to build a deck. So very, very happy with that, right? I think it's something that helps people get into the game. We see that with the burn deck as well. We see it with a couple of really great decks that you can potentially have a fighting chance even with a less expensive deck. So very exciting.
hmm And not to say that you can't make it more expensive. There are some fun cards you could put in there to make it flashy.
Yeah.
And one of those cards that has been really popular for Winterspell, again, you've already mentioned, is the Willow, the Grandmother Willow.
Hmm.
And it has an epic version, you know, and
Oh yeah.
it's I mean, I hate to pivot too close to Market Watch here, but that card is somewhere in like the 14 to $17 range right now.
17
So
bucks for that epic. And I do have one if anybody's looking for one. So,
congratulations,
I
that's
do have
great.
one that I'm willing to trade or sell. So please let me know if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
But I think we can. I mean, we can pivot straight into that market watch. I just so happen to have our beautiful other amazing webpage that's up, dreamborn.inc,
Ooh, ooh,
which
ooh.
this is where I track my entire collection personally. And I recommend most people do so. It's a great place to track your collection and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of see where it's at. Now, one thing I will warn folks with is the prices that are listed here on the screen that you're looking at now. These prices are the TCG Player market price, which differs a little bit from the highest of or the lowest verified price. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the market price can be a little higher and sometimes the market price can be a little bit lower as well. But this gives a really good kind of like ticker for you to come in here and say, all right, which cards are really valuable and which ones are not quite as valuable. Kind of as you're ripping packs and hey, is this a good card or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Because I mean, you could
yeah.
pull enchanted cards from older sets that are worth like 15 bucks. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They look pretty, but they
they
do
look
not have
real
a
good.
value. So,
Exactly. But then there's other cards that are real good. So make sure to stay on top of that. You don't want to. I mean, we're a pretty good community, I believe, in
yeah.
Lorcana in general. I don't think people are out to shark you, but we want to make sure that you guys know what you're pulling, what you're cracking.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
And they
I
also
mean,
do have, if you haven't used it before, they have this really fancy trade evaluator. It's very well done. If you're
mhm,
doing bigger trades, I would recommend go in there, look at that trade evaluator. If you have, like 10 cards for 10 cards, it's just a good way to get a close trade, right? Like I
that's
said, it
awesome.
may
Yeah.
differ a little bit on the total market price. You might have to figure out a few other things to kind of make it fair between the two of you. But this is a really good litmus test to be like, okay, how close are these
hmm
trades? Are they in the same ballpark or are they miles apart, right? And
hmm
it's a very easy way to kind of plug in these different cards and get some of the values that come from TCG Player itself. So worth going into there, save you a little bit of time. I know when I'm dealing like I don't know 20, 30 foils to people, I just don't have the patience to look up each individual price. And so I'll ask them beforehand, hey, can we use the trade evaluator on Dreamborn? If they have a problem with
hmm
it, we'll obviously go the hard route. But if they don't have a problem with it, it makes it a lot faster. So
Yeah, it makes your life easy. simplify your life, guys.
Absolutely.
Let's do it that way.
And
I
then
mean,
looking in here, right? Like, so one thing I will shout out, Angel is up significantly.
hmm
She was at 20 not a week ago. So
right.
Angel's up big time. I think that was one that was a really hard card to track down. Moana's down a bit. Ohanamin's family is down a bit, but that kind of rounds out your top legendaries for the set as far as value goes.
hmm
So important to kind of understand that that's where those are going. We see Angel on the rise. We see Moana maybe kind of leveled out, flattened, might go
hmm
down depending on how decks choose to use her. And Ohanamin's family, I think, was a front runner for one of the better cards of the set, but has so far throughout the metagame proven really hard to plug into some of these decks, right?
I mean, I think it found a home in the Sapphire Amber control deck. They were using it pretty effectively there, but as well as blue green control kind of aren't performing very well against the Blurple.
Right.
Blurple is going less hard on the hard control and more toward a mid game route, and it's just hit that perfect point where it is able to control the board enough, even through these board wipes and other things, to keep those two deck combinations at bay, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, yeah, the as far as Ohana means family, I don't know where else it sits besides maybe in a mid-range Steel Amber, which it could be there. It could be find a pretty good home there, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But Amber Steel at the moment has not been very popular, much to my sadness.
Yeah.
I that's my go-to diehard color combination, and it just is not doing so well these past couple sets.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. And I think it's tough, right? We talk about this many times where, we're not giving financial advice, but we make some
Mhm.
recommendations around what cards to try to go grab. I think Ohanamin's family was one of those cards that everybody was really high on, saying, hey, this is going to be an impactful card because
hmm
it's a Rapunzel, right? Like we're looking at this as a Rapunzel card, and it sounds like it being an action is just hard enough to play that it's just not quite as influential as putting a Rapunzel on the board, right? So
Sorry, what the 1/5 with two lore really made that.
that
And
was
it really did.
it was so crazy because it just basically helped itself, right? You played it out.
hmm
You could then plink some damage, play another Rapunzel.
Exactly.
You could sing a Along Came Zeus.
hmm
You could do all kinds of crazy things with it. So it had such a great versatility piece
It
when
was
it came
inkable.
in. Yeah, inkable as well. So very interesting. And I think Moana is one of those cards that I was pretty high on when we first started looking at some of these announcements, but it's become a little more challenging to play because it's almost like a card you have to play when you have five ink because you want to play it and then ink from your discard. You don't want to play it, you don't want to ink to play it because then you kind of
hmm
miss your opportunity to use its ability on the first turn you played it. So
hmm
it becomes a little bit of a more difficult card in the meta. And maybe Sam had hit the nail on the head there where he said it seems like it's a little bit slow. And that might be
hmm
where we're at with Moana too, right?
It's true. It's true. And with the traditional curve, you definitely want to play this card when you already have five ink. You're right.
Right.
I think the beautiful, perfect curve that Moana fits into, though, is the turn two ramp into turn three Cinderella into turn four Moana,
Hmm.
so that you can trigger the Cinderella and then ink from the discard pile with
Hmm.
Cinderella's effect,
Well,
right?
you can't ink from the discard
Oh,
pile with
sorry.
Cinderella's effect.
You're right.
You just ink and then you do Cinderella's
You're right.
effect again because of Moana being a princess.
No,
So
you're right. Thank you. You're right.
yeah. Yep.
So
But no, I think
that's
there's
the perfect line for her.
I agree. I think that Moana is a very interesting card, and I think it definitely is fun, and it can sing our favorite song of the set, which is "Let It Go."
Let it
So
go.
it's just amazing, right? Such a good card to bring in there.
It
Um,
really is. If you get
but
Moana to stick though, she's so good.
Oh yeah. There's so much value. So much
Uh-huh.
value. Your hand stays the same
Mm-hmm.
and you still get to ink. You pull all those items
Mm-hmm.
out. It's funny because when I was it depends on the deck that you have her in because when you have the amber sapphire list, you don't want to ink your characters from Moana because
Mm-hmm.
you want to be able to play your Black Cauldron later and put your characters underneath that. And
Yes.
then when you have your some of the folks that are playing the red blue decks. You don't want to ink your actions because you have your Maui half shark. So
The cycle does.
you have some very interesting choices to make when you play Moana in different decks. So keep an eye out for those situations.
You're playing out of your discard. Sometimes maybe you don't want to do Moana.
Yeah, right. You
Really.
just you do want to do Moana, just you got to target your characters if you've got a Maui, right? You got to keep those
Right.
actions in the discard, right? So very
Exactly.
interesting.
That's
But yeah,
kind of fun.
I think Angel being the top is not a shocker. I think a lot of people
No.
thought Angel was going to be an amazing card, and she's just doing exactly what we expected.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment 624 is coming through and showing why she's an amazing card in this set. Um, just a wonderful card to come in there, plink 2 damage whenever you can discard. Synergies with Goliath are just insane. Yeah, I think you plug this into a blue steel deck and you're cooking every single time. So very exciting.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
another one that you mentioned that is on its way down that was really hyped up was Pete,
Yeah.
the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yep.
That
Pete.
one
Oof.
started out at like a almost a $10 rare, and now
Yep.
it's down to like $3. So if you're needing some Pete's, might be the time.
Yeah. If you, and honestly, this is that situation where he's a really good card, right? As much as like I said, we're not giving financial advice. Pete is a great card. So if you don't have
Hmm.
a playset of him yet, this is your opportunity. Go get your playsets as soon as possible. It looks like there's quite a few that have, one ofs available. There's the first one down here, $3 if you want to get 2 cards with some shipping
Hmm.
involved there. I usually, and well, I guess if you're getting 2 cards, you're going to get your shipping for free here. So good
Hmm.
opportunity there to grab some Pete's for $6, right? Not a terrible spot there. And this card will see play. Maybe this set it won't see as much. Maybe we need some time for these control lists to bake and find some ways to counter this Blurple meta that we're currently living in. But
Hmm.
this Pete will see play at some point or another. Just too
Yeah,
good not to.
he's too good not to see play, so I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And he saw a bunch of play and experimentation at the beginning of the format. Not that
Mhm.
we're that far into it, let's be real.
Right.
But the Ameth, the Amber Sapphire really liked playing Pete because
Oh
they
yeah.
needed the card draw. But because it's not stacking up so well against Blurple, it kind of as we all know, these card values change drastically with what's
Yes.
popular in the meta.
Yes.
So it can make it can almost play like a game of chicken. Be like, "Ooh, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? What's going to happen?" Like,
Yeah, I think if I had any recommendations, I would say come in here into Dreamborn, filter out everything that's not legendary, look and see where your legendaries are at. And I'm telling you, these legendaries that are $3, $4 a card,
not bad.
go pick them up. I mean, as much as they may never see play, but if they do, you are going to be real happy if that comes into a meta deck and you picked it up for $4 and it becomes a $20, $30 card.
Hmm.
So you never know when those things could just jump right up. Scrooge McDuck. Hey, we were talking about this a moment ago with
Ward.
the ward keyword. This card gives everything ward. Maybe we're in that spot. Maybe we need to see this come into. Honestly, thinking about this, Kevin, you just plug
Hmm.
Scrooge into your Amber Sapphire or your Amber or your Emerald Sapphire list. Now you
Hmm.
can make all your characters ward and you say, hey, go ahead, play your Hades. I don't care.
Hmm.
I don't mind. I don't have a problem with your Hades or your Let It Go because my Scrooge McDuck just made everything ward.
That's true.
So very
I mean,
interesting.
the only thing it's weak against is that Demona, and those do come out on this very similar turn, so that's something you have to look out for.
Right.
But yes, that giving everything Ward is crazy. Like I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the set one Aurora that gave everything else besides her Ward.
Hmm.
and she had saw a lot of experimentation, and she was kind of a menace for a minute.
Yep.
But yeah, this Scrooge McDuck being able to give everything ward and put cards underneath, so there's like additional boost or other fun synergies that you could plan with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, ward is great.
Yep. Now you could try to find some really fun synergies with him and even the Scrooge that you can play for items. You can exert items and play the Scrooge for free. So
Hmm.
there's some stuff there that you can try to figure out how to get that card out. But like I said, sitting at a $4 price point, hey,
It's solid.
no, like I said, no financial advice here, but if it's me and I don't already have five of these cards, I'm gonna go get me some, right? So
Hmm.
that's how my strategy's going. Luckily, I was able to pull quite a few play sets out of the sealed boxes that I purchased, which kind of gets us into another topic that we wanted to bring up on this, which was is our is ripping packs still worth it? Are we still finding the
Right.
same level of enjoyment out of ripping packs? Um, I think that's a very important thing for us to ask as players and collectors, right? I think mostly
Hmm.
collectors. But Kevin, you thought of this topic, so maybe if you wanted to bring up a few things there.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard this going around the social circles of online of people wanting the sealed game to change in Lorcana. There's complaints about, hey, there's not enough value in opening sealed product, so we're just going to go by singles. And then we run into that catch 22 that no one opens, packs, then there's no singles to purchase online, right?
Right.
So, what what's the balance there? What and is it up to Ravensburger to change that, right?
Mhm.
One of the solutions, I'm not sure if it's a solution, one of the ideas going around is let's make enchanted a little easier to pull.
Mhm.
Let's make it guaranteed from a case, people are saying. Because it can kind of feel, actually, it does feel bad. I know for a fact from people that I have opened sealed product with, when you get an entire case, 4 boxes of cards, and you open it and you don't find a single enchanted, right?
Yeah.
That can feel really bad. Or additionally, if you open a case and you find an enchanted and it happens to be like, I don't know, your Ariel's, what was the Ariel Cove one? The location.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool, I spent $400 and I got like a $15 enchanted, right? Sure, it's rare, but it's not worth anything.
Right.
Uh, that can feel bad. So is it really up to Ravensburger to either make sure that the enchanted cards are going to be higher value, better played cards, um, and therefore technically more expensive? Or is it up to them to make sure that at least we're getting one per case? I don't know the answer to that.
So let me take a stab at it. And I think what we could do with the sealed product ripping is it's tough because as much as I want to say we can guarantee it enchanted, it almost feels like the enchanted scale just needs to change, right? Because it's like you pull a certain enchanted and you're like you're jumping for joy, right? I think
Hmm.
let's just take the current set as an example. Let's look at the enchanteds only and rank their values. And let's just take a look here. I mean,
Sure.
you pull an angel, you're
You're
jumping
doing
for joy,
great.
right?
Over the moon.
Ohana means family. You're feeling great. Eeyore, you're feeling
Hmm.
great. Elsa, you're feeling great. And slowly you're starting to go down in price. But I mean, let's see here. You're pulling a Freeze Divine. We're not happy. You're pulling a
Hmm.
Tamatoa. We're not happy. Negaduck. We're not really too happy about that. Mulan,
Hmm.
not quite there, right? Like these at least are holding their value a little better than the previous set. Let's take a look at Whispers, right? I
Hmm.
mean, you don't have a Baloo in there or a Sword of Hercules just
Right.
yet, right? Like we're not down at our $40 range, right? Just
Sure.
just yet. But you're still um you're kind of hurting and it almost feels like we need like a tier system with these enchanteds a little bit, you know? And to your point of like a guaranteed enchanted, I would say if you're getting a guaranteed enchanted out of this lower echelon tier and that's out of a case, I
Hmm.
see no reason why that couldn't happen. Um the concern I would have is like guaranteed and enchanted, and then you hit your guaranteed enchanted that you do hit is Freeze the Vine, and you're like, okay, well, now I'm just as upset as I would have been if I didn't hit an enchanted, right? Like it's kind of
But
a double-edged sword there, in my opinion.
right. So would you prefer like a freeze divine, or would you prefer like another foil legendary in there, right? I
Right.
mean, if we're strictly talking value, I think freeze divine is going to be worth more. 'Cause I even think that what's a foil angel worth at this point?
Yeah, I guess we
Let's
can. I
take
think a foil angel would be the
it,
only other one
it
that
would be
would.
the even close, right? And I don't even
Yeah.
think it's going to hit $60. I'm assuming it's something
Yeah,
like in
let's
the
take a
40
look.
to 50. Oh, it's
It's
35
40.
at the
Yeah.
40, right?
$40. $40, which is about the same as a Freeze the Vine. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely would be happier with a foil angel in that scenario. If you
right.
had to
It's
ask
more
me which one I'm
usable.
going for. Yeah. More
It's more
usable, you're going to be
usable.
able to move it faster. How many people are out there and they're just like, I just want to freeze the vine. I need me one. Like, yeah, you can sell it to a card shop for 80% of the
Sure,
value, but
sure.
that's all you got, right? And you might
Mm-hmm.
see it in the next Win and Enchanted. But that's
Hey,
ale, but that's all you're seeing there. And so, like I said, I think it becomes a double-edged sword where you're like, oh, I want to guarantee an enchanted, but then if you're guaranteed enchanted is one of these lower echelon enchanteds, you're just as
hmm
upset. And you're complaining again. I want a guaranteed $200 enchanted out of my
right.
out of
So
my
where does it, where it's
set.
a slippery slope
Where does it
fallacy for
end?
sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
not
the
like I'm like you could just say, hey, you know what? I spent 120 on a box. Is there a way that they could guarantee $120 in value in cards in it? And the answer's no. Like there's no
no,
way that they
but
could do that.
I can tell you right now, I've ripped a lot. And yeah, sometimes it's not very flashy, but do you pull that value at the end of it? Probably, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I guess the best way I can say the easiest way for me to go through this, right? Let's look at what my current um let's just do this just as an experiment for me, and
I'm
let's
ready.
look at the winter spell values here that we have for my complete. I spent was it I bought two total cases. So I
Okay.
spent just a little bit over $1,000, and um and I got two troves. So
hmm
yeah, a little bit over $1,000 probably is what I about spent. And then I've
hmm
done a couple of different pre-release events and things like that to add to that number. And
hmm
you look at my value in cards right now in my complete set from a this is all, Dream Boards value, $1,252.45.
Sure.
And this includes my commons and uncommons, obviously at 6 cents per
hmm
card and stuff, and
It
I've
adds
got
up.
12 copies. It does. As much as I want to be like, oh yeah, like it's not very flashy. I don't have anything that I'm jumping in here and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much value in here. No, it's
hmm
not extremely flashy, but yeah, I think the value is there,
hmm
no matter what you're pulling. So
Sure.
you kind of have to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. And you it does suck when you don't get those flashy chase cards that you're looking
hmm
for. But for me, like I said, it just becomes a slippery slope where you're just like, oh, I want the best cards, and then they guarantee the best cards, and you're like, well, now I want the best cards,
I
like,
want the best version of the best cards.
yes. Now I need
Right.
a guaranteed iconic. Now I need a, like
Right.
those kinds of things.
hmm
And I think it also makes the market suffer too, because all of a sudden you now have guaranteed enchanteds. Everyone's just buying by case at that point.
hmm
And then you have the flooded market with just a million enchanteds, and
hmm
potentially these valuable enchanteds now become less valuable as well. So that
Right. We're
becomes
gonna see a
another
lot more of
concern.
those a lot more of those aerial grotto cards, I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, right.
So
And so it is one of those things that I do agree. And I think the one thing I will say is rip packs is less exciting than playing a sealed tournament or doing a draft, right? I think that's the other thing that a lot of people are curious about, a lot of card shops are curious about, where we need more Lorcana draft community. The community for draft on the Magic side of the house is just overwhelming. There's tons. Always a
Mhm.
Friday night draft to go to for Magic. Um, but we don't see the same
Absolutely.
thing with Lorcana. So maybe that's the the way to, like, if you're feeling like ripping packs is just not as satisfying, maybe go try a sealed event.
Yeah, go to a sealed event. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do. It
Yeah.
is a sealed league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way that Game Gridley High does it is they do a kickoff with a new set. They have you open up, it's like 6 or 8 packs at the beginning. You make a deck, you play with it, and then for the 4 weeks following, you get a couple extra packs every week. You add, you change, you play, and you go from there.
Hmm.
And I it's one, it's back in the Ursulus. It was the Ursula set. I forget the actual name of it, but that's when I pulled the Ursula, the key Ursula, that the double singing back
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
and it was one of the most
Ursula,
exciting
deceiver of
days.
all.
Yeah, it was one of the most exciting pulls I've ever had in this game. Was when I ripped that card. I was like, oh my gosh,
I got it.
like the key art card, like the one everyone was looking for, and like that doesn't happen to everybody. But the
Yeah.
fun part is I could play with it. I could
Yep.
sit there and I could do something with it,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't just ripping it and then posting it to the media for other people to be jealous of. Like it was fun to for like the community to like be engaged and excited
Yeah.
and see that kind of happen. So yeah, I mean that I totally agree with you. There's no way to guarantee your value because guess what? It's gambling.
You're playing the
And
LDS lottery at the end of the day, all right?
I'm
So,
sorry, we're gambling, everybody. That's what we're doing.
yeah, yeah, it works out.
uh, it's inherent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we talked about this on an earlier episode. I'm not much of a collector by heart, by nature, but I know the ones that I want.
Yeah.
There's key arts that I love. There's ones that I'm like I really resonate with, and those are the ones I want to go after.
Right.
So if I could rip it, I mean, that's a really lucky day for me.
Yep.
But I'd rather, for me, rip some, get my play sets, and then go trade or go to a sealed event and maybe find some people that I can get some value with. Like I would do it that way. That's the way I enjoy and approach the game.
Right. No, I agree. And I think it's tough, right? Like I was talking to Todd from I mean he's at Riftgate all the time. So if you know who
Hmm.
Todd is, he's always at Riftgate. He
Shout out,
helps
Todd.
out with, yeah, huge shout out to Todd. He's awesome, dude. And I was talking with him, and he was just as frustrated, right? And he was voicing that
Hmm.
same frustration. It's like, hey, I feel like we should be guaranteed, enchanted in a case. And I
Hmm.
agree. I think it's one of those things where you open a case and you don't see an enchanted. It's a very big
Sucks.
oof, right?
Hmm.
It does not feel good. And at least at very least you would expect to see kind of your value back in like legendaries and
Hmm.
epics or whatever. But ultimately it's just really tough, I think, as an organization to actually put that in writing, um especially. And then beyond that, even to we know that there's likely some pack manipulation happening, right? It's not like everything's completely random. So it's
Hmm.
likely to be that some pack manipulation does happen, but the level in which it happens may not be tooled towards rarity of cards. It's likely tooled towards the cards, the colors of the cards, right? Because normally when
Hmm.
you rip packs, after you get done ripping a box, you have about the same count of each color at the end of it,
Hmm.
right? That's what you
Well,
normally see.
right. I mean, we know that in every single pack there are set cards. You're gonna get one common from each color.
Yeah,
You're gonna get three uncommons. You're gonna get two rare slots and a foil, which are completely random, but they have to be those rarities, right?
yeah,
So we know there's pack manipulation going on because you do get set rarity counts in each one.
right.
So it's no pack is completely random.
Right. So there's that. And the statement was, if they are manipulating packs, they might as well just do it a little one step further. But
Hmm.
realistically, that just sounds like a scenario where you could run into, multi-enchanted boxes, which is crazy to hear, but then also that's another feels bad moment where you rip no enchanted out of your box and the guy
And
next to
then
you
your
rips two,
neighbor,
and
yeah,
you're like, that's terrible, right? So there's a lot
sure,
of really interesting things that could be said about ripping packs. And I think for me, I'm still on the realm of ripping packs seems just as valuable, just based on the factor that I want the play sets. I need a
sure,
play set of cards. And
hmm
I know if I'm ripping a case, I'm probably going to end up with most of my play sets outside of the legendaries.
sure,
So it's worth it to me just from that scale. And then from there, after you rip your case, yeah, sure, go finish out your play sets with some singles here and there. Some
hmm
people end up with, I don't know, like out of all of ours, we ended up with six Annas, including the Enchanted and Anna, right? Like, so we had a total of seven Annas at the end of
Ah,
ripping
yes.
our first case, and so we're like, this is insane. And so, there's going to be people who have those cards that if you're looking for them, you can go get them. So,
Also, I mean, another wonderful thing that you guys can post about the card that haunts you.
yes. Yeah.
There's always
Most
a card.
Most recently, what is it? JDZ Quests was haunted by what was it? What was the card he was haunted by?
I don't know. I want to hear it though.
Oh gosh, I gotta look it up.
I'll tell you,
JDZ.
I'll tell you the card that haunted me, and it was from was this Jafar? Reign of Jafar? There was a Sisu that came out, and it was the one that is like dragon synergy
Yeah,
ability. It's like you can search for dragons or something like that. I forget the exact one. People, y'all know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Um, but that I pulled so many of that card. I pulled foils, I pulled non-foils, and I could not stop pulling that Sisu. I was haunted, and it was insane. I still think I have like 9 copies, and I did not even open a case from that set. That card followed me, and it'll follow me to the grave.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can't find it. I just know it happened to him at, he was casting, I think it was Melbourne. And
Hmm
every time he ripped a pack, he got a specific card, and he was like, "It's following me everywhere." I think it was, I can't remember what it was. I gotta find it, but it was
It's
so funny.
real.
So it is a real thing. So
It's
yeah, I
real.
mean,
Post about the
definitely
card that
post
haunts
about the
you.
card that haunts you. For me and my family, it was Anna this set. Anna was
Hmm
haunting us every time we rip packs and we open. Like, I don't want another Anna. Get rid of her. We're like, she's not going to be playable, not happening. So it was so tough, but
Save
uh,
a few for me. I don't think I have that one yet. So,
yeah.
we'll
Well, look,
trade.
I
We'll
got
trade.
you. I got you, man.
Okay.
When you're ready to finish out your play sets, you let me know.
I'm here. I'm
So
here.
exciting.
But yeah,
Awesome.
as far as ripping, it's a good time. Just see it for how it is. You're
Yep.
never gonna get guaranteed value out of it, but enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But let us know. We want to hear your opinions on this. What do you
Absolutely.
think could happen with ripping? I mean, my personal opinion, just to end this, is that we could adopt some sort of like Pokemon mechanic where we have an occasional God pack and you
Yeah.
just open up 12 enchanteds.
Just
Just
crazy.
like just insane.
Just
And
a
people
super nuts pack.
fall out of their chair, and something like that.
Well,
Or it
that's the
doesn't even
thing
have to be
that's tough with Lorcana is that the value of the cards is so heavily tied to the playability of the card. In
100%.
comparison to Pokemon, you don't see that same
Not at all.
challenge, right? And it's not even that you're looking for those playabilities. And then when you're looking at cards like say like Magic, right? When you're
Mm,
pulling the whatever they're called, the special boosters that are not the play boosters, right?
The
That's
collector was.
yeah, the
Hmm
collector boosters, right? That's where you know you're paying more and you're getting a more valuable pack out of that.
hmm
So
Right.
it's really interesting, man. I think there's something that could be done. But yeah, I like the idea of a god pack. Let's get a
Yeah.
couple of god packs in
I,
there.
I mean, it doesn't have to be all 12 enchanted. You could still have your common and your uncommon slots, but then have like all 3 rare slots being enchanted. That would be nuts.
That would be bonkers, man. That would be
Yeah.
crazy to see. I mean, I've
Yeah.
already seen the ones that have been crazy to see have been legendaries. Multi-legend
hmm
packs have been really fun to watch. Especially if they get the foil leggy too at the end. That's
hmm
really exciting. But
I I
yeah.
think I've only opened up one triple Legi pack, and I'm still waiting for the God pack where you get double Leggy Enchanted or double Leggy Iconic.
That's
I've
crazy.
yet to see that. No one has reported it that I have seen, but I'm waiting for it.
I swear I've seen one that's double edgy enchanted. I think I've seen one so
Hmm.
far.
That's our
So
current God pack. That's the current
yeah,
one.
that's the
But
current best one. Actually,
mhm.
comment on that as another one where comment
Sure.
on whether or not like you've seen any of these
Let me
crazy
know.
god packs, right? Let us know about them. So that's exciting. All right, and on to the next thing. This is and we're going to be getting close to wrapping up here, but first
Sure.
off, how does control find a way to beat Blurple? Like how do you think it happens? I think we've talked about Ward being a
Hmm.
potential, but how else can these control decks find a way to stop Blurple? I personally am just completely beside myself outside of, obviously trying to handle the hand size, but man, Blurple just draws so many cards, doesn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, that's the problem is that Blurple runs Amethyst, best color of Lorcana,
Yeah.
and the other two major control decks don't run Amethyst.
Yeah.
They don't. So they're struggling to find consistent card draw, number one. So they're already on a back foot there.
Mhm.
But I think that, I mean, the ways to beat Blurple is that you have to manage their hand size and you have to make sure that their board doesn't run away, right?
Yeah.
Um, with when it comes to Am or the Sapphire Emerald deck, the way to do it, I think there's two ways to do it, and you mentioned one of them earlier while we were chatting before, and that is using Bend to My Will.
Yeah.
You can manage their hand size by playing Bend to My Will on a timely at a timely moment,
Right.
right? If you can, if you're ahead on board and you play Bend, you're looking real good.
Right.
Like you're probably gonna take that game.
Yeah.
If you're playing Bend from behind, you still might lose that game
Yeah.
if you're behind on board, right?
Yeah.
So you got to use it correctly. The other way that was being talked about, I think this is on Podcana that they mentioned it earlier, is using Ink Geyser.
Hmm.
Ink Geyser is an effective way to essentially restart things
Right.
when you're ahead. Like you have to play it while you're ahead, or else they're just going to catch up with ramp again and take over the board again.
Well, the other
But
thing
if
that's
you're,
really tough with that is that Ink Geyser is great until you
Mhm,
know the exact strategy to play around it, which is you just ramp right back into it. Like
mhm,
that's every single time I've seen Ink Geyser come down and I've been the one playing a Sapphire deck. I'm just like, okay, cool. I just need to make sure I play my T-pos and play my sails, and I have to go right back at them with the
mhm,
same strategy, which is just ramp myself back up. And normally you can go from I think it's 3 ink that it gives you remaining
mhm,
after. You can go from that 3 ink all the way back up to 7 or 8 in some cases, right the next turn, right? It's not
mhm,
insanely challenging to do that, especially if you've inked a bunch of like Sail the Azurite Seas or T-pos early on. You can really kind of just go, well, we're just gonna go straight back over to
right,
be right where we were before, basically.
exactly.
And so it's kind of tough with that Ink Geyser that I just don't think it's a good enough card because it has such an easy way to answer it by just ramping right back into it. So
Right? I mean, if we're in a three game format, it loses its surprise. I think the power of
yeah,
being Geyser is the fact that it could be a surprise card.
absolutely.
But once you know you're playing around it, it becomes a little less powerful
Yeah,
because you just hold on to your extra ramp cards.
yeah.
Because you could what? If you have 3 ink, then you could play Sail into Sail and be back to 6, right?
Yeah.
Easy. So,
You could play sail into sail into sail if you wanted to, because you're inking twice
oh,
there.
because you're inking twice. Yeah, and you have so many cards in hand. Right.
And I mean,
Sheesh.
even if you have a TPO too, right? Like you go
Right.
sail, sail, TPO, or you do,
You're done.
yeah,
Right.
like you're back up to 7, and then you're inking again for turn at that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like so
Right.
you can get up to 8 right there, and you're right back in the thick of things, right? Where you're playing a
Right,
Hades next turn
exactly.
again.
It's like they
So
never even played it.
yeah, it's just one of those cards that I think it's valuable to your point when it's unexpected,
Hmm.
but just doesn't quite do what we need it to. But man,
I mean,
I'm beside myself. I don't know how to stop Blurple at this point.
right. And I mean, and the other card I can think of is it just getting head major on tempo, but it requires it to stick, and that's Mufasa.
Yeah.
Mufasa's another fun tech card, but as soon as he's a lightning rod,
Oh yeah,
if he
he's
stick,
done. let it
He's done.
go. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
talked about 12 spot removal. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Right.
he's
There's no way
gone.
he's staying.
Yeah,
But he's your tempo card.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
a difficult thing. It's difficult. I think Blurple has the number for hard control at the moment, just because it's so consistent at just you're removing those big guys as soon as they come down.
Yeah. And I mean,
So let
you have to try to avoid it because if you hit it with your Amethyst Steel matchup, you're losing that matchup for sure. It just takes
hmm
time for Blurple to take over the game. And then your aggro decks, obviously like dogs, they can just go, right? They can go
just go
fast
under.
enough,
hmm
they can get wide enough that it just destroys the deck. So I think at this point it sounds like our saving grace in the current meta is to hope for more dogs, right? Is that what I just said?
More dogs.
All dogs go to heaven and
All
beat
dogs
Blurple
go
decks.
to.
That's that's what we're hoping for at
That's
this
it.
point.
Title of the episode.
Title of the episode: All dogs go to heaven. Indeed. Oh my gosh.
All good boys.
All good boys. I love it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to stop Blurple. I think it's going to be a problem.
Yep, let us know your ideas, guys, because
Yep.
we're here. We're open to figuring out how to topple the Blurple Tower.
Well, and I know what's going to happen is Sam's going to come back from Ghent and he's going to be like, guys, this is how you stop
Guys,
Lurple.
this is super easy.
It's
Sam.
this way. Yeah. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be like, guys, you guys did 2 episodes and you could not figure it out. So, but that kind of segues a bit into what our last topic of the day is, which is DLC Ghent. What
DLC
are the
again.
predictions for Ghent? Who's
Ah.
gonna win it? I mean, I already know who's gonna win it. It's gonna be somebody from Salt Lake, somebody from our Tiggers team
Ooh, ooh,
is gonna
ooh,
take it
ooh.
down, right? We got a
Yeah.
W there. But what deck are they going to win with? I know there was a little bit of Sam gave us a little sneak peek that the Sapphire Amber lists were looking sweet for the Tigers initially. But
Mhm.
how many of those Tigers swap over to Blurple? We don't know. And will there be a Tigger playing dogs at DLC Ghent?
I
That's
hope
a
so.
that's an interesting one right there because I
I
know,
hope so. I hope
yeah.
Sam's playing dogs.
Oh, that'd be great. Yep. That would be amazing.
I have no idea what he's playing, but I hope it's
Yeah,
dogs.
that would be awesome to see that. But no, I think for me, DLC Ghent it's likely to be similar to what we've seen with a lot of these other metas. I think we've seen it already kind of take shape.
hmm
But I don't know, maybe this Heroes deck finds a way to make it work. Maybe we start to see some more of these other mid-range Amethyst decks that come in here and I don't know, maybe they can just find enough speed to deal with Blurple when they're drawing just as much as Blurple is. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I think one of the best cards that Amethyst Steel has against Blurple is Christopher Robin. It's an
Yeah,
incredible card because what do you want to use one of your 12 precious removal cards on my underdog 1 drop or 2 drop? Have a great day.
yeah,
Like, um, it that card sticks and you're probably getting like two at least probably 4 lore out of it.
yeah.
It's a great card. Um, I don't know. So are we talking like percentages? Like what do we expect percentages to be?
Yeah, let's go with
Because
that. What are we thinking percentages will shape out to be?
uh, I'm hoping for at least 18% on Amber Emerald Dogs. I think it's been really popular. It has a lot of speed right now,
Yeah,
momentum, I should say, and I think we'll see a pretty good turnout for that. I expect at least 20% Blurple, and I expect at least 19 to 20% Amethyst Steel. I think we're
wow.
going to see those.
That'll be
I,
interesting to see that. Yeah,
I think it's going to mimic very similar what we saw at Ink Ink, just because it's the most recent one. That's what I'm uh, putting out there into the world.
yeah, you're
So,
using the strength to put there, right?
mhm.
Hmm.
Um, Another one that was really good last set, but has seen little representation was the Monstro,
Hmm.
the Amber Amethyst.
The one turn
And
kill
it's,
list.
yeah, OTKs. And even if you don't run Monstro, the OTK list,
Hmm.
I thought that Amber Amethyst was still a pretty good deck.
Yeah.
And maybe I just don't know the matchup very well, or maybe Blurple that let it go really keeps it down. But I still think that deck is decent.
Well, I do know dogs just beats the crap out of that deck too. So
Hmm.
I think it could be kind of on the virtue of dogs being more played because of Blurple, kind of just as a side effect. It takes
Yeah,
that
Ripple.
OTK deck out of the discussions. I honestly think I think the question that I have and what I think we'll likely see maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of on the edge about it. I'm thinking allies. I'm thinking blue steel
Ooh.
allies comes
Okay.
through and starts playing into these dogs decks because like I said last episode, if I'm playing against a deck as a dogs player, the last deck I want to sit it down across from is a blue steel deck. That is the last
Hmm.
deck by far. Amethyst Steel, I feel like, especially with the changes to the meta and with Grandmother Willow, maybe I can sit down across from Amethyst Steel and still be in a good spot because they're not questing fast enough. I can just get a couple more pieces down, quest over the finish
Hmm.
line to win that game. But
Sure.
man, Blue Steel, does it just eat your lunch, man? It's got the most
Hmm.
organic item hate. It's got the most just amazing removal. It's got the most expensive card from the set, Angel. And I
Hmm.
feel like Angel fits really well into the Blue Steel because of her synergy with Goliath, right? Like it's just this
Hmm. It's really
amazing
good.
deck, right? And so I honestly think this Allies deck, there is something there. There is something there big time. And I will say, I played against my son, and I'm not going to say I'm the best Blurple player on the planet. I gave my son this Allies deck. I sat down, I said, "Hey, here's this deck, try it out." I sat down
Hmm.
across from him with a Blurple deck, and he just ran me over. Just
Oh
ran
wow.
me over
That's great.
with Allies. So it has the ability to beat Blurple. It has the ability to beat dogs. I just think that I don't know where it's getting chewed up at. I don't know what's chewing it up before it's getting to the top cut. It looks like there was one in top 16 for the CCQ. So, there was some level of representation there, but I
Hmm.
think it's got to have it might be the deck that's coming in and is that whatever the dark horse that we're none of us are looking for. So,
I want to see it because I think it's a really cool deck.
yeah.
Anything that has any sort of like just synergy, like what do they call it? The keyword synergy. It's not a keyword, but the type synergies,
Yeah.
allies in this case.
Yeah.
Like I want to see it work in
Yeah.
Lorcana. It
Yeah.
hasn't been a thing. I'm outside of some rogue princesses, but like and right now kind of a semi-rogue ally. Like I want it to work. Like we
Yeah.
have this printed on the cards. We might as well use it.
No, I agree.
So
Yep.
I think it'll be
It's
just be
really
a fun way
interesting.
to see it turn out.
Yeah,
So what's
I
the
think this
percentage?
deck has an option. It has an option to win. It has the ability to win. So keep an eye out for the dark horse. I mean, it's a long shot for sure. We haven't seen it be competitive in very many tournaments outside of our local tournament. So,
Hmm.
I mean, it would just be insanely telling about the skill and the ability of our local Utah scene if we see this kind of take over a DLC and win with
Yeah.
this allies list. We could say, hey, we started here in Utah with that list. We've been talking about it for 3 weeks now. We've already known that
Hmm.
we were high on it. So we could see that happen. But
I want to see it. That'd be fun.
yeah,
My dark horse pick is gonna be Ruby Steel. I want to see I want to see somebody just
just
full
crack the Ruby
over,
Steel.
just crack the Ruby Steel, and I want it to work so bad.
It's such a terrible deck because once you see the steel and ruby come out, you just know I'm never turning sideways.
I know,
You just know you're never turning sideways and then
but I want
in the
it to
game.
work.
Yeah. It's so tough,
So
man. I wish it was a deck that had some level of meta relevance, but it just has not been. And I
it's
think
not there
Ruby
yet.
got close this set. It got real close this set. It's just still one or two pieces removed, right?
Hmm.
It's not
Hmm.
quite there. I've been talking with folks. If you want to play any Ruby Sapphire decks, think of them as a mid-range deck. That's what they are now. They're a mid-range
Hmm.
deck. So just build them that way, and I think you'll be much happier with the results that you get. But yeah, very interesting. I think I like your meta calls. I like the idea of a 20% Blurple, 20% Dogs, 20% Am Steel. Like that sounds right to me, right? And then
Right.
everything else just kind of falls in where it falls in. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Good luck, Sam.
Yeah, good luck to Sam. Good luck to the Tiggers that are competing.
Good luck
You
to
know,
anybody else that's going out. Like,
oh yeah.
let us know if you're going to Ghent, guys.
Yeah,
Because
if
if
there
you
was any
are,
other folks, I think the only ones that I knew of, there was about six Tiggers that were going that I was aware of. So
hmm
quite a few representation there. But I did not know of anybody else who was going outside of our Tiggers team. So hit us up
yeah,
if you guys, if anybody else is going.
yeah, let us know.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that's all I had. Kevin, did you have anything else that you wanted to mention before we wrapped up for the night?
I don't think so. I guess my last question that I am trying to figure out right now, actually, as we are chatting,
Yeah.
is what Lorcana artists are going to show up again.
Ooh, yeah. Lorcana artists at Ghent. That's a good question. I do not know.
Let's take a look. See what we got. Internet, tell me the truth.
Speaking of Lorcana artists, though, I do know that we've had some amazing support from our Lorcana artists locally, especially at Harside Games, and then I believe we've had lots of really good like ideas thrown around where we are going to see more and more artists at some of these bigger events. So
Yeah,
players,
want to see it.
bring your cards that need to be signed by these artists because
Hmm.
we're gonna probably see more of them. Huge shout out to Matt Ing. Huge shout out to is it McKay, right?
McKay Anderson.
McKay Anderson, who's
Hmm.
the design lead for Winterspell, right? So
Beautiful job.
huge. I got to say it to him in person, which was actually amazing. And I was geeking out a little bit. And like I was
Yeah.
like looking at it, like I'm a kind of a fangirl in a little bit that I'm getting to
Yeah.
play with like the artists of the set and like the director of the set and and then
Hmm.
you get to see here. And so and I do know that there's lots of artists that are actually local. I think I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she does the artwork for Friends on the Other Side. And then her husband does the artwork for Strength of a Raging Fire.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Oh my goodness. But
Uh,
as far, I was looking at the artist for you. While you're looking that up, I'm looking at Ghent, and it looks like they have Mariana Moreno going,
yeah.
Domenico Russo, and Augie Christiansen,
Oh, wow.
which is awesome because for those that are interested in getting like some fancy cards signed, Domenico Russo did the iconic Pocahontas, and
Ooh,
and on top of that did the Enchanted Lilo from the new set. So go get those signed.
heck yeah.
Um, Also, in case your favorite card was a fish from this set, like me, he also did Pudge. So
Pudge. Pudge the fish. He
Pudge,
controls the
uh,
weather.
he does. But Mariana Moreno did Dumbo.
Oh, wow.
So in case you're playing Blurple, go get that signed as well as other really popular ones. Some of the dwarves, Elsa's, Lady Cluck. You
Lady
know,
Cluck. Let's
here we
go.
are.
She's Ward,
Uh,
by the way.
she's Ward. She got Ward. Age Christiansen looks like he did Patch the puppy. So if
Ooh,
we're
there
a
you go.
Dalmatians fan,
There you
we
go.
got some fun choices. So bring some cards. All those going to get them signed. The fun part about these major events is that some of the times, I should say, they cite these cards for free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
which is awesome.
that's how they were at DLC, both Milwaukee and Richmond. They were there for free. You got
Hmm.
to meet them, you got to get signatures from them. It was an amazing experience, and you
Hmm.
know, it's such a cool give back for your entry price. It's this extra thing that you don't really think about until you get there and you're like, oh yeah, I would love to have a card signed, and then you find out that you can do it for free, right? And so it's an amazing experience. And then the other artist I was thinking of that lives locally,
Amber.
lives in Provo, Amber, yeah, does the Friends on the Other Side card, and then her husband does Strength of a Raging Fire.
Is it Jared? What's
Yeah,
his
I think I
name?
want to say Jared. That sounds right.
Let's see.
Let's see here. Yeah, Jared. Yep.
Yes, Jared. Okay, perfect.
Yep. So yeah, that was a nut. Those two folks, they live locally here in Provo. So
Hmm.
hopefully we'll see some other artists show up to a few events. So very
I hope so
exciting.
too.
Keep an eye out for that. The art of Lorcana is always so beautiful, and it's one of the main reasons why we like to play this game in the first place, I
Oh,
think.
absolutely. 100%. At least for me. Like, I'm a fangirl for the art, so here we are.
Right?
Well, that's all I had. So thank you guys for
Amazing.
listening this week. We really appreciate you guys.
Yep,
Every single week, we love hearing your comments. We love hearing feedback. If there's anything you want us to talk about, let us know. We're here to talk
absolutely.
about it.
Give us feedback, give us all the things. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week, and make sure you get those giveaways in. Don't forget about that. We will be doing that raffle next week. Again, it'll just be myself and Kevin. You'll have to live without Sam for one more week, and then he'll be back.
It's okay. It'll be awesome when we see him again.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Have a good night, man.
Good night, guys.
See ya.